Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Practice Gratitude Success Show. And we have a returning co-host who usually comes on every Friday, but he has some kind of a lame excuse lately, and just was kind of like laying around, wasn't really doing much. But he's back, Jack. Now, I like to say "Welcome back, Jack" all the time, just kind of one of my isms. And so now I can really say "Welcome back, Jack." Jackson Kelly, welcome back, and thank you everybody for being here today. Christi, Len. Chris, everybody who's popping in right now, thank you so much. And Jackson Kelly, hey man, dude, I'm seriously from the bottom of my heart, I'm really grateful that you're back. We all missed you a lot. It was good to hear you today on the Saturday Night Fire call too. That was cool.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I'm echoing crazy here.
Are you?
Let me see if I've got the right mic here. Yeah, we're good. Bob, it's good to be back, and I really appreciate that. It was crazy, and I want to say to everybody in our little cozy community, thank you so much for your prayers, your good words. You don't know how much, and not only words, but gifts. Lisa Yorio sent a care package of crazy goodness and pain relief, and so many other people with just your thoughts, your prayers, your love, your words. Thank you so much. It really helps, and you know what? That's what's awesome about community, isn't it, Bob?
Absolutely. Did you get my check?
I did. I appreciate that. But they said that it was more penny. It was pennies more than it was a check, and I had to put them in those little deals. They wouldn't take them loose, so I had to actually stack them. But I appreciate it.
I always wondered, when you go to a restaurant, why do you always say, can I get my check? It should be, can I get my bill? I mean, you're not gonna give you a check for eating there, right?
Well, maybe they're optimistic entrepreneurs. Hey, look, Larry's back. Larry's back from the jury duty, right? That's where he was at.
Okay, Larry, can you tell us about what happened on the jury duty? He probably could, but he would probably have to kill us. He could have to kill us if he did, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the government would for sure.
Right.
For sure. So,
can you repeat those 34 laws of leadership?
Really? No, I could. I think
I usually try to recap a little bit what the people said on Saturday Night Fire call, but I wasn't about to remember 34 laws of leadership.
Yeah, that would have been a little hard. Thank you, Terry, and everyone. It's so awesome to be back. And you know what? I'll tell you something that that dawned on me, and because it's been happening a lot. The enemy will attack. Or whatever you want to call it, when you start moving forward, and we just gotta persevere and hold on to the things that we hold dear. And when the things that you hold dear are tangible things like people, like these relationships, I'm going to tell you something. If you want your team to be able to aspire to greatness, to be able to have longevity. Part of that, not a huge part of that, is what we have here, Bob. What you do every single day, Monday through Friday, what Doug does, and many of us do. And as a matter of fact, tonight on Friday Night Live, we want you guys to come out tonight because what we're gonna talk about is how to be a superstar in social media, and how to make new relationships super easy on social media. So we're going to be talking about relationships tonight. We're going to be talking about your opportunity to shine. If you look around, what's happening in our space, what's happening on social media. And I've talked about this before, but I think it's really important. Tonight, we're going to get down to some brass tacks. I've been doing having some awesome conversations with Dr. Doug, and just talking about kind of what's happening right now in this space, and what is going to happen and why. And tonight we're going to talk a lot about that, but we're really going to talk about you and how no matter what it is you do, whether it's Rick Johnson, whether it's Larry, whether it's Craig Kassler, whether it's Terry, whether you know anybody, Chris Schaus, anybody, Lynn, how you can maximize social media in order to explode your brand and in order to become somebody in the social media space that where you can open up conversations very, very easily on social media. Now, a lot of people, I don't know, you know, a lot of leaders, whether they tell you this or not, you know, they've got their things where they bring in social media leads and stuff, but many of them who are not phone shy buy lists and they call these lists. A lot of phone time and stuff. But there's what I've learned from Jody and Doug in the time that I've been working with them is that there are so many opportunities right in front of us. And what we're going to show you tonight is how to open a conversation on social media and have people so receptive that they're actually reaching out to you almost instantaneously by setting yourself up as the authority figure. Now, listen, we'll talk about it tonight. It takes some action, like we talked about these traits. You know, Bob, one of the traits that we talked about today, and I do want to read the Richard Branson poem because I think it's pretty cool. But one of the things, I'm going to read a few of these guys. Some of you probably already been on the call, but for the people that haven't been on weren't on Doug Fireball's Set on Fire call, we're going to talk a little bit about this today. But one of the things that you have to know is that if there's a way to approach people on social media, you can approach them like everybody else. And, you know, no matter what it is, whatever your thing is, whether it's prayer, whether it's a prayer ministry, whether it's leads, whatever it is, you know, there's a way to approach folks with that. And if you can get it, the way that a lot of us are taught to approach people, the leaders keep a lot of things secret, guys. If you don't know that, well, then you probably haven't bought their course yet. But there's a way to set yourself up so that when you have a conversation, people start seeking you out. They see you instantly as an authority figure in the space, and they want to know what you got. And we're going to talk about that tonight. So anybody, Friday Night Live tonight, we've been gone for a couple of weeks, but tonight, bring your notebook and bring your pen, because tonight we're going to get down to business. And you don't have to do this, obviously, but if you will do this, and if you'll believe in yourself the way that that we believe in you, then the whole space, the whole social media space, you'll remove the scales off your eyes, and all you'll see is opportunity.
That's really awesome. I can't wait for tonight. Oh, there is a big echo.
Yeah, you got an echo now. Now Lynn won't be there tonight. Now I think he's probably going to be hobnobbing at the country club at the ski place, right? Is that what's going on, Lynn?
Must be.
Or skiing, midnight skiing.
I think I hear my echo on your place, on you. Do you hear it?
Well, no, I have a superior mic. No, wait, you do too, because I sent you one.
That's right.
Do you guys hear an echo out there? Echo. Okay, Bob, I've talked all night. It's your turn.
I just won't speak. That's all. It's like Len going up there going skiing up at Kirkwood.
Oh, I love that. Listen to Craig. Craig says, I may have to catch the replay of FNL tonight. I'm going to meet and greet at a grand opening of an all organic store. You
really?
rock. That's where you go, Craig. Look at that. That's cool. I love that.
And
we got a light. No echo from me is what Chris Schaus says. So
Oh, that's
it's all
cool.
on
Okay,
you, brother.
that's great. If it's just me hearing it, then that's fine. I hear voices all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I just have to decipher like which voice am I going to listen to. That's all.
Oh well, that was there we go. Bob hears voices.
Hey, do you know that you could actually even own your own all organic store for like about $29 if you really wanted to? A 100% organic store. You could own one. You could say, I own a 100% all organic store for $29.
Yeah, I mean it is quite cool, and you know when you have that, and we know that business cards are old school. You and I were talking about that a little bit, but
Right.
there are within our little deal, they're very very powerful and very. I was sitting in Christy and I were sitting in the kitchen over a cup of coffee, and yesterday, and somebody that I talked to about 4 weeks ago, maybe. Yes, organic beer is the best, Larry. Bing, I get a bing and says, "Hey, my wife's interested in those green
there, St. Patrick's Day."
yeah, yeah. Well, you know how you make green beer? You put some greens in it.
There you
Boom.
go.
Had I been alive during St. Patrick's Day, I was going to exploit that, but I wasn't. I'm back though. Hey, okay, guys, I'm gonna read you a little quick poem. We're gonna just to put this on today's deal, if you don't mind. If you were there already, well, then that's what leaders do. We get a lot of repetition, and it's good. And by the way, repetition is really good. I know that a lot of us are involved in a certain something or organic living company, and we have webinars Monday through Friday, Thursday on that. And this is what I tell folks. This is what I tell myself. Okay. It's like, I've heard that webinar before. Maybe I don't have anybody coming. You should still try to be there as much as possible until you get that inside of you so deep that when you meet somebody and you talk to someone, it's deep down inside of you. Another way to get that, of course, is to have the testimony inside of you and to use the product, because that really doesn't that change things, Bob? I mean, you're using the greens and the reds, which you call now is your blue potion. But is there a difference inside of you when you're able to speak to a prospect? Do you feel that is there any difference at all for now when you speak to people about the organic living company?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I didn't at first. I was doing the shakes, and which are really good. I still do the shakes anyways. I love that, because every morning I make a really nice protein shake, and I put a bunch of really cool stuff in it. Kale that I grow in my own house. I mean, really good stuff, and I love it. So I didn't have the greens and the blue, so I couldn't talk about it, obviously. But now that I'm doing it, well, if you see my morning obnoxious morning gratitude videos, I'm always giving it to Andy DeGrew of Fiesta Island, and one of my hopes is to get him on auto ship. I want to get Andy on auto ship, so where I don't have to carry it to him every day. Like, he'll have his own. He can put in as much as he wants to put in.
Yeah, you ought to bring like a 4x4 post and a mailbox and just hammer it right next to his deal there, and put a mailbox there and just put Andy as an address. I love Andy. He's awesome. Okay, guys, if you haven't heard this, Richard Branson, we follow Dr. Doug quite a bit around here, and for good reason. He's free and he's good. No, he's awesome, and he loves Richard Branson. So I thought today, when he asked me to speak, I thought I would go ahead and read it. And some of you might have already seen this. I did post it a while back, but here we go. A poem for all entrepreneurs. The road to success is paved with tests, so you've got to believe in yourself above the rest. Dream big and let your passion shine. If you don't, you won't end up with a dime. Challenge the status quo, disrupt the market, and say yes. And remember that innovation is an endless quest. Don't forget to change business for good. If you want to change the world, then you should. If you think with your head and listen with your heart, I promise you'll get off to a flying start. Make bold moves, but always play fair. Always say please and thank you, it's cool to share, or care rather. Do what you love and love what you do. This advice is nothing new. Now, stop worrying about whether your business will be a hit. Rise to the challenge. Say, screw it. Let's do it. By Sir Richard Branson. Isn't that great?
And you know, I think he was like 12 years old or something when he wrote that poem.
Now, I did not know that.
Yeah, he was just a kid.
I'm quoting a 12-year-old?
Yeah, but you're quoting Richard frickin' Branson.
That's right. That's right. So that's okay. That's all right, isn't it?
It's cool. I was just recently I was watching some autobiographies on Richard Branson. He's an amazing guy. You know, I mean, a lot of his venture stuff that he did was because he just wanted to get some free publicity. He wanted to, you know, because it was hard to compete against the big guys like British Airways. You talk about the enemy attacking. He said the enemy was always trying to put him down. They're trying to squash him like a bug. And he said they can do that. So an entrepreneur, a small person, it can be more mobile. You can do more, unless you're like you, where you're laying on your back. But most people can be mobile and they can go out and do things. And what he did, he had that's why he did the first boat across the Atlantic. He wanted to break the speed record. He said, so what? The first one sank, no big deal. The second time they made it, and the balloon across the Atlantic, he said, so the first one fell out of the sky and sank, no big deal. He just go back and do it again. But that's what gave him his name. That's when people started saying, wow, this Richard Branson guy. So he got free publicity by doing things like that.
Yeah, and he didn't grow up rich by any means.
No.
Yeah, he didn't have two nickels to rub together. And I think that's something that runs congruent in entrepreneurs, Bob, is that a lot of us we have a spirit that won't be quenched and won't be held down. And we look at life and we see the challenges, we see the obstacles, we see the paved way, if you will, so to speak. This is what you got to do. You got to go to school. You got to go to college. You got to play it right. You got to get a job. You got to punch a time clock. And something inside of the entrepreneurial spirit says, no, not me, not me. I'm more than that. I'm better than that. I want to do more than that. I can't wait. I don't need that. You know, there's something inside of you, like you. You know, if somebody told you, listen, tomorrow, and no more, Bob, no more going to Fiesta Island, no more seeing Annie, no more gratitude with success, what would that do to your world?
Well, you know, it's so cool because just watching people, like the people that come on to the show, like you, like Rick Johnson, like this week, you know, here's a person who was paralyzed in a nursing home, you know. He just hearing no all the way around, you know, and they said, we're not going to give you any more therapy. So he started, okay, well, I'm going to just walk up the stairs myself. Can't walk, but he's walking up the stairs. You know, there's people like Craig Kasser, who's on this show. He told his amazing story of all of these things that keep happening to people. You know, the persistence of people is just amazing. The stories that I hear all the time from people and stroke survivors, like Michael Brandy, who was on your show and my show, you know, walking across America. You know, he's got a cane, but he's walking across America. They just keep doing over and over. It's impossible when you see people like that, Jackson. When you see people like that are just facing these great odds, it's like you can't quit. You can't quit. You can't. It's impossible to quit. I mean,
well, you know.
Look at you. You're laid on your back. I mean, you had a lot of things going on with you, and you didn't know how severe it really was. But yet, you know, you're still communicating. You're still communicating with people. You're still doing it, and you know, and everybody's praying for you and things like that. But you can't ever quit. You just got to keep moving forward. And as long as you're moving forward, and you get those arrows pointing up, you're gonna be okay, no matter what happens.
Well, but you notice, Bob, that there's something synonymous in folks with that spirit. It's other people. It really is. You know, one of the things that I talked about, one of the trait things that I sat there and yesterday, and all I had was you know, when I got the 3 a.m. call, it wasn't quite 3 a.m. God bless him. But all I wrote down on a piece of paper was leaders know. and then I filled in the blanks. And but the thing that really is congruent or synonymous is that other people. When you have a heart to serve other people, and it's beyond yourself, then your circumstances are just, well, it doesn't matter. You know what, Bob? Let me read a couple of these. Would that be cool?
Sure.
Okay, we'll read a couple of them. And yes, Chris Schaus, thank you very much. Leaders know you cannot make someone like you. All you can do is be someone to be liked. The rest is up to them. Leaders know that it takes a lot of time to build trust and only seconds to destroy it. But the one I really wanted to get at, the one I wanted to say is, leaders know that leaders are people who do what has to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of the circumstances. And that's the main one. When, you know, why you can do, listen, if you come into this space and your heart is not to serve, you will burn out and you'll burn up and just float away. Because if it's all about you and it's all about making money and enriching your life, when opposition will come, circumstances will come, and when they hit you hard, you'll just say, forget it. It ain't worth it.
Right.
But when other people depend on you, and when you depend on other people, and when you have community alignment and connection, it doesn't matter your circumstances. Those are the things that pull you up. That's what motivates you. I missed every single one of you. I missed every single day. There was nothing I could do about it because, quite frankly, for 2 weeks, I really couldn't even go to the bathroom. I mean, it took me 30 minutes to walk 10 steps to the bathroom and back to my bed. Because I really wrecked myself there, but thank God there is no permanent damage. And again, thank you all for your prayers. But it really is about, if you have a connection to other people, if you really care and you have a heart and a servant's heart, nothing can hold you down. It can't keep you down. You know, I think of Craig Kassler, and I won't say I won't expand on it too much, but Craig Kassler had a tidal wave come into his life and blew him away. But you know what? Here he is. You know why Craig's here? Because Craig has a heart to serve others. And it was that heart to serve others that brought Craig back. And we all have these stories of, you know, if you've got, you know, a woman alone who is starving and lost in the forest may perish. But a woman with her children in that forest, look out. She's going to survive. Or a woman who has to go to her children. You know, when you put your heart and your investment, are you reading a book there, Bob? Into other people. Okay, good. But seriously, when you put your heart into other people, that's what'll pull you. And so, you know, I love what we do. I love this community. I love everybody here because I love your hearts. I love that your hearts are to help people. You know, when I can help people with our products, you know, like Chris Schaus and like Ellen and many others, you know, when you're able to give them something that betters their life, what can be better than that? That will keep you in the game. That will keep your tenacity. If you're in this deal for money, you'll be gone soon. You really will. Don't you agree?
Well, absolutely. It's so hard, I think, for people to do this business. And I shouldn't say it's hard. It's not hard if your heart is in it. But like you said, if you're in it just for the money, and I think this whole business is sold as, hey, you want to make some extra money. It's been like that for a lot of years. You want to make some extra money, come on and do this. And people jump in because they think you're going to start making some extra money. And if your heart is, unless you're passionate about what you're doing, if you come in and just try to make some extra money, then you don't. you're going to just drop out. You're going to quit. And you say, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to be getting all these no's and rejections and things like that. It's like what we talked about the other day with when Daniel Wenninger was here, and he cited that Bob Britt, the guy from Amway. He said he said Moses, they asked Moses' secret to success. He said, there's no secret. He said, I spoke to like 1,200 people. 900 people told me no. 300 people told me yes. Out of those 300 people, only 85 said we're going to do something. And out of that 85, only 35 took it seriously. Out of the 35, 11 made me a multi-freaking millionaire. So that's what it takes. I mean, you have to talk to a lot of people. And if you're just talking just to make money, then people are going to see right through you. You have to be passionate. You have to believe in what you're doing. And if you do that, you don't have to talk to 1,200. Maybe you're only going to talk to 800. I don't know what it is for you, but hopefully we're going to find out tonight on Friday Night Live. You're going to share with us some ways, some strategies that we can engage with people, and that I'm really looking forward to that tonight, Jackson. That's going to be really cool, because I think a lot of people are just kind of scared of reaching out. So if we can learn some ways that we can, you're looking like me now. Maybe I should start going like this.
Yeah. You put them down on your nose. So you're like, okay. So talking about servants' hearts, real quick. We're at 9:57, so I don't want to keep people, but I want to read something out of a devotional that I read quite a bit, and it's entitled "A Servant's Heart." Can I do that, Bob? Do we have time?
Absolutely.
It's only 40 paragraphs, so we're good. Christi and I do a little thing called Sunday Night Live. It's kind of a new twist on church. We just get together with believers. It's for the religiously abused, if you will, to be able to just come in and make a connection with the Spirit, with Christ, and know that God is love. But we're talking about a servant's heart, and so I want to read this to you guys this morning. I thought it would be applicable. A servant's heart. And we believe we believe that all of us are recovering to Christ. We come into this world, it's kind of the petri dish, right? And people say, well, how come if there's a loving God, then how come there's babies with disease and babies born with cleft palates and all this suffering and all this stuff? How come, if God's so good and God loves us, why would he do such a thing? And we have to remember that God made us in his image, but he also gave us free choice. Because the people that will be with God, the people that will be with light, are the people that choose light, good, and love with a servant's heart. So we're all recovering to Christ. And that's how we feel about it. And here we go. At this point in recovery, most of us have experienced some major changes in our attitudes. At one time, we were so consumed by ourself that we thought of only ourselves, failing to show any consideration for others. In this step, the focus is on the interests and needs of others. The Apostle Paul taught, don't be selfish, don't live to make a good impression on others, be humble, thinking of others better than yourself. Don't just think about your own affairs, but be interested in others also. Philippians 2:3-4. Whether we make direct amends to others or choose not to because of the injury it would cause, we are concerned with protecting others from pain and suffering. There may be situations in which we suffer if we go back to make amends. This is part of the work of recovery, and the potential pain should not deter us. The Apostle Peter wrote, if you do right and suffer for it, and are patient beneath the blows, God is well pleased. Christ, who suffered for you, is your example. Follow in his steps. He never sinned. He never told a lie, never answered back when insulted. When he suffered, he did not threaten to get even. He left his case in the hands of God, who always judges fairly. This step can be difficult, a servant's heart, as we face the painful consequences of past actions During this time, we need to turn our life over to the care of God, who always judges fairly. And you know what? The reason I read that is because having a servant's heart seems like an easy thing to do. We think, hey, that's easy. Think of others, but it's not. And we need to have that spiritual balance. We need to have that place in our lives where we call out to the power through meditation and prayer and ask God for the strength and the tools to be able to serve others. So if you ever feel beaten down and you ever feel like you can't go forward, get in touch with that light, get in touch with that prayer, ask God, ask your higher power, as you know him or her, to come in and to help you. And they always will. And so that is what I wanted to leave you with there, Bobby.
Well, let me just add just a little bit to that, Jax. I would add that maybe we should, instead of like waiting until we need that, to have that all the time. Let that be a practice. I mean, that's, if you do it all the time, then it's not like, okay, now I'm in trouble. Now I better go to the big guy. You know, just keep that as a practice. We do it all the time anyways, and then it's there. Then it becomes routine. It's easy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's sort of. You should call it practice gratitude success, Bob.
There you go. Practice it. It's all about the practice.
That's why we love you, Bobby.
Hey man, tonight. So what time? It's at 6 o'clock Pacific time. It's
7 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's Friday Night Live. Tonight we're going to be talking. We're going to be bring your notebook, bring your pen. We're going to have some fun. And we're also going to talk about how to make your social media presence powerful. Listen, guys. There's a lot of people in this space, right? And there's a lot of people like arguing or going after the pearl. The pearl is all yours. Tonight you're going to find out how, and it's all about action. Don't let that be a 4-letter word to you, because tonight we're going to show you, if you want it, if you really want it, you can become a darling in this space, and just by having a servant's heart. So we're going to talk about that tonight, Bob, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Chris mentioned she wanted you to mention Jana's webinar.
Oh yeah, today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Chris. Jana, listen, Jana is a master. I don't know if you guys know about essential oils. I don't whether you're along with us in the company that you are, darling Larry. Whether you're in the company along with us. Or not, essential oils are super powerful. I haven't known a lot about them. We're learning about them, but our good friend Jana, who lives on an island there in the Pacific Northwest, she is a master aromatherapist, and she is doing a free thing about pain relief today. And I'll advertise that on my page and. But what it is she knows how to formulate this. I'm going to tell you something. When Jana sent me a care package, and so did Lisa Yorio, bless their hearts, and it helped me so much. Both of them. Jana sent me a pain relieving balm, and I got to be honest with you. My leg hurt so bad, guys. It had so many injury points. My thigh, my knee, my ankle, my calf, my bone was bruised, all this different stuff, because it was, the bucket's this big. So I was going like this. And then it broke and it came back and hit my leg. And, if you go that far, that's a lot of your leg. And then I crumpled down on top of it. And I thought, no way. Christy's like, well, Janice sent this. I want to rub this on your leg. I thought, whatever, we'll try. Amazing. And also what Lisa said was amazing. But she used all essential oils and carrier oils. She's going to teach that free today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can come and jump on there and learn about essential oils. Guys, listen, if you don't want the toxic chemicals inside of you, you want to use something that's natural and powerful and works, come out and find that out and join Jana on her webinar. She's a sweetheart, and she's going to give us some secrets that people, they keep these close to their chest, because this is some good stuff. So come out and learn about essential oils and the power of them, because a lot of us here have essential oils in our arsenal, of products to give to people. So it would be really good to understand the power of those and what they can do for us, because it's really good.
Yeah, I seen her last Saturday. She was on Lens web, or he does his global.
Missed that.
Thing. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Hey, I also want to mention on Monday, I have Monday kicks off Global Kindness Week. So the whole week is devoted to global kindness, and so I'm having on this show on Monday morning Karen Reardon Palmer. She's she was on the show before. She's an amazing. You got to check her out. She's a really cool lady, and she's actually going to be on Terry Miller's show this morning. She does a show at 2:00 Eastern time, so it's 11:00 Pacific. Check her out. I'll put the link. I'll put it on my Facebook page, so Terry will send me that link so you guys can check her out. But you got to check out this. If you didn't see her before, she's just like one of the coolest people you ever want to see. She's just so alive, and she helps animals and children and old people, and that means people like me and things like that. So she's just awesome lady. But anyway, so check it out. Hey, listen, we got to run because we're getting past the hour here. But so, you have any last words you want to say, Jackson?
I just want to say God bless everybody, and I just love everybody's tenacity. I love this community, and I love that it's growing, which is just witness of what we have and what we're doing a year from now. Guys, we're on the right path with servant's heart and being able to give something to somebody that they can use. Even when Jesus preached, he gave them fishes and loaves. He didn't give them a rock. And so remember that when we have something good to give, and it really is our obligation with the servant's heart to reach out to people. Tonight we're going to talk about that, so we're going to have a lot of fun. Friday Night Live is back. Bob, we love you so much. I don't know how much how much everybody loves you, but if you love Bob Miller, and I know you do, blow up his page today. Forget about mine. I'm just part of the fact
about you. It's welcome. It's welcome. The prodigal sons returned. It's about you, Jay, man. It ain't about Bob today. It's about you. Seriously, we're happy. We're happy you're back. I'm here all the time, so I'm the obnoxious witness doing videos I'm in people's face every single day. So no, welcome back, sir. I'm bottom of my heart. Welcome back, Jackson. Can't wait for tonight. It's gonna be a fun night.
Thank you, brother. I love you. I love everybody here. God bless you. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tonight on Friday Night Live.
Later.
God bless.